The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
I guess things were just too quiet in Jetland. The latest on these allegations surrounding Geno Smith and much more. Frankie V will join me. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
We sitting in here, we excited as hell.
Now it's time to get to work. Are you a happy guy?
Oh my goodness, let's go!
I haven't felt joy talking about the Jets in a long time. When they announced it, I went, yeah! Jets, let's go! A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show, live on a Monday, presented by PrizePicks. Click the thumbs up button. That's the like button if you haven't already, and make sure you are subscribed to my channel if you have not already done so. Quick plug for Gangrene Beach Club, because Wayne Corbett is going to be there. Tickets are still available, gangrenebeachclub.com, to hang out with me, Corbett, Samini, BT, and our guest who joins us every Monday at this time, Tanky V. Frankie, Gangrene Beach Club is upon us, and things, I guess, were just too quiet in Jetland as we have some Geno Smith allegations, controversy, however you want to word the story we're about to dive into.
Yeah, man, I was liking this offseason a bunch. It felt a little bit different, didn't it? Yeah, I mean, news always travels our way. I feel like the New York Jets are just great head turners when it comes to things happening that are out of the norm. So we capture people's attention, and this is not a great look, but there's some more information I think we could dive into to sort of put some better context on this entire situation here.
Well, I'll tell you what, as of now, none of this has been verified by reputable media outlets. There's been no criminal charges against Geno Smith to this point. All we have is basically a viral video where a woman makes accusations against Geno Smith. The accusations, I mean, seem to show that Geno Smith apparently didn't support their special needs child here. I mean, I don't even really know how to truly word it. I'm just going to play the full video that was posted on this woman's Instagram account last night, and then we will react accordingly.
Call the police.
Gino just beat my ass. That's why.
She coming here.
I came in there, I put 7 down, and I left. You ran outside and attacked me, bitch.
Call the police, man. This is crazy.
You came outside and attacked me.
My family.
Fuck you. I don't give a fuck about y'all, bitch.
Leave my neighborhood.
You broke my fucking computer. Fuck you. Yeah, look at you. Look at you. Get out of my car. Get out of my car. Stop.
Get up.
Oh boy.
So here's the sum of what we know, right? Viral Instagram allegations. Nothing has been independently verified yet. You haven't had any of the big outlets cover this story. A woman posting under the handle at everything Chris XO, her name is Kristen, accused Geno of attacking her and neglecting a special needs child. The video that was just shared online and that we just played the replay of on the show appears to show a heated dispute at Geno's residence, or what we think is Geno's residence there. Police are later seen at the scene, but there's been, again, no arrest shown on camera, and the clip itself does not show any physical assault whatsoever. Among the articles that I've read, no one's verified the woman's full legal identity, her specific connection to Geno, or again, any of the claims in the video being true. And as of this morning, the Jets, Geno, authorities, no one has publicly commented or confirmed any charges have been pressed. So the bottom line is there's some accusations that are obviously serious, but again, these are just accusations right now. There's nothing legally that Geno Smith is facing at this point. So hopefully I summed that up to the best I can. Frankie, what do you make of where we're at right now with this?
Well, first off, that's not Geno's baby mama, or that's not the mother of his child. So that's not Seven's mother. Seven's mother, actually, they're not together. Obviously, her and Geno. She posted this morning on Instagram saying that Geno Smith's more than a capable father on Father's Day, I guess, hugging Seven. So that is not Geno's baby mother. Okay. That's his girlfriend. He's not married. So I guess and this everything Chris XO, Jake, I saw earlier this morning, she had deleted it. She posted a story saying that Geno's mother, or the mother of Geno's kid, the mother, she had texted somebody that Geno's like a deadbeat father and treats his kid like you would send money online to like some child overseas or something. That's kind of how he treats that baby. But now I guess the mother maybe doesn't feel that way in the fact that she just posted what we just had tweeted from U Stadium, which is Geno hugging the child. So if you want to put that up, yeah. So that's, just provides a little bit more context.
So who is this person then?
Geno, that's the mother of Seven. Seven
is the name of Geno's child. Explain that.
Yeah, Seven's sorry. Seven is it. No, Seven's the child's name. The child's name is Seven.
Right.
This here, EETHR, that's Seven's mother.
And Geno is together with this person, or no?
No, Geno's together with this new girl, everything Chris XO, that's living with him in Miami. They're not together anymore. I assume Geno's not together with this EETHR, but that is the mother of his child, Seven. Does that make sense?
I guess. I don't understand why this Christian woman is going
Geno's
crazy.
Geno's not with his baby mama. They're not together.
All I know is this.
Yeah.
Unless there's criminal charges, I don't believe this is going to be this big controversial story.
I don't either.
Like, again, there's nothing going on right now. Unless there's charges filed, this just feels like drama that Geno has to deal with in his personal life, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it will have any impact on the Jets or the NFL will get involved and do some sort of investigation.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if charges are pressed, which there's no indication that they are.
She said charges will be pressed,
yes,
but that hasn't actually happened yet.
No, I mean, we'll know probably today if something was filed with the local police department. I guess that's kind of how this thing goes. I don't really know what she's claiming he did. I don't know what that video really shows. That looks like a pretty heated dispute. I mean, there's really nothing else there. She obviously has her own thoughts about Geno. Geno probably should figure out a way to get this person maybe out of his life if she's causing this much chaos for him. If he did do something bad, then, the right actions should be taken. You shouldn't put your hands on a woman, right? I mean,
the clip didn't show anything.
No,
Geno
it didn't.
Did.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing one of the clips did show was a firearm in the bathtub or
Wait, what?
in the sink area. I don't know
I
if
did
you
not
caught
see
this.
that.
So
I did not.
I don't.
Yeah.
This was in the video. If you zoomed in, as you know, Twitter
Wow.
detectives focused in, so you could see like a gun there in a sink.
Jeez,
Maybe the gun is licensed. I don't know, but this could be the potential issue here. This right here.
I did not see that. That is wild. That's not a regular gun. That looks like that's a machine gun, right? That's a semi-automatic machine gun. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know.
This could be the illegal aspect of the whole thing. Now, again, I'm not an expert on this. I talk about football for a living.
Yes,
I don't
likewise.
enjoy these stories at all, but it is Jet related when the quarterback for the Jets is in the news for something like this. So this could be the issue here. Now, again, Geno's in Florida. Maybe the gun is legal. It's licensed. I don't know. We don't have any of the details on this.
That people are talking. I'm reading a few comments. People are saying that's in New Jersey. I believe that is in Miami. That's Geno's home in Miami. Geno's not in New Jersey right now. So I talked to Nick this morning. He said no. He's in Florida. So just putting some context on that, because there's no way that gun would be legal in New Jersey or New York.
But it could be legal, and it is legal in Florida.
It could be. Yes. So that's in Florida. I'm like 95% sure that his home there is in Miami, where he's from. Yeah. I mean, listen, this is not a great situation. Now that I didn't think it was much of a deal really until that. Now things start getting a little bit more interesting. I don't know if a video is enough evidence to prove that somebody's holding an illegal firearm, but we saw this with John Morant in the NBA, where allegations and a quick clip of him in a car flashing a gun became a problem. I don't know. If she wants to do something to him, which it seems like she does, or she did, she didn't bring the gun up at all. If she really wanted to, have her gotcha moment to Geno, that would probably make sense. Like, oh, he's also got guns in the house, but maybe she wasn't thinking about that. This is just a weird situation, man. This is, I'm not the one to jump the gun with stories like this, because
we don't know what we're jumping the gun on. Like right now, it could just be a crazy woman just saying crazy things about Geno. Like there's no crime here. There's no evidence of a crime on video, and there's no charges that have been filed. So it's a big story, but notice the outlets that have covered this are not ESPN and Fox and NBC, Pro Football Talk. It's Black Sports Online. It's, it's Dove Kleeman aggregating it. It's not like, again, no one on the Jets beat has covered this story. The New York Post has not covered this story.
Yeah. The only issue here for me is specifically with the decisions that Geno Smith has made throughout his career, which I was a fan of his out of West Virginia. There have been reports about him being immature, some immaturity issues. You even remember as recent as last year, Jake, he's coming off the field, giving the middle finger to fans. I'm not trying to make an assessment on somebody, but it seems like maybe Geno Smith needs to grow up a little bit, just a bit. I mean, maybe he's not putting himself in the best positions all the time to round out and finish out his career on a positive note. He has an opportunity here. He has a really good opportunity. We've spoken about how talented this offense is. He's got a much better O-line this year than he did last year. He could revive himself. He could make us forget about the first stint of Geno in New York, which was a disaster. And it wasn't our fault. I'll say that. So for everyone, he was really good in Seattle. Yeah. After he got his stuff together and went to a franchise and knew what they were doing and surrounded him with some really good pieces. Yeah. Then he had a few good years and got his money, but he's got to reinvent himself here. He had a bad first stint, and I'm not going to go out and say, this just proves the kind of guy Geno is. And this year's going to be a disaster. I'm not going to go that far, but
it's obviously not a good look. At the same time, it's tough to really give a strong opinion until we have more information. Again, she's accusing him of assaulting.
Yeah, those are serious allegations. Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
but if there's no charges, then the NFL's not going to get involved. Like, she could make up whatever she wants. I was texting with a police source, I guess is the best way I could word it here, and was just talking to this person about the video. And this person told me, quote, "Don't see any charges coming out. Also, in domestic situations like dating relationships, it's really easy to get somebody arrested based on just accusations, but it's all about if the charge holds up in court. Like if we lived together, I could quite literally call the cops and say, you punched me in the stomach and it's hurting. Cops would have to arrest you just based on me saying that with zero proof, at least in New York, New Jersey, at least. So,
Yeah.
I,
Let's assume this though. I'm 100% with you. Everything you said, I actually agree with wholeheartedly. Let's just do something. Let's do the opposite though. What if some of this stuff is true?
well, if he's charged, then the NFL's gonna step in.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if, yeah. So that's, something you also have to think about. What if this stuff is true? It's easy to say, she's wrong. She's lying. She's trying to get, a cut out of this, which honestly, when I first saw the video, it seemed like she was provoking him. She was trying to get a clip of him doing something to her. Like,
well, anyone who films this,
and she's running away.
Out there.
Like he wasn't really chasing her. He was like walking the other way, and you just
like that's unhinged behavior to me. I'm sorry. Like why? Like if you're assaulted by someone, you don't blast it on Instagram. You go to the police and press charges. Like that's the move. You don't post it on social media first.
Yeah, I agree. For example, this stuff happened with Jamar Chase a little bit last year. Similar things. I don't know if you remember that. Jamar Chase had his girlfriend, taking pictures of him saying that he was, I don't know what she was claiming. Actually, I kind of forget, but that he was super aggressive with her. I don't know if she claimed he was hitting her. This was big last year in the offseason. Chase was going, into a new deal with negotiations. It got a little bit murky. The thing is, and I spoke to somebody this morning about this, and I don't necessarily agree with this, but this was their take. It's like, well, you don't see this happening to Matt Stafford's. You don't see this stuff happening to, Joe Burrows or Josh Allen's or Lamar Jackson, or go down the list, like the top 10 quarterbacks in football. You won't see this stuff. This happens with wide receivers and some malcontents sometimes, but around the league, but you don't see this with quarterbacks. All right. I guess that's a fair point. It makes sense. I kind of agree. I don't remember this really happening with quarterbacks, but if it's not a big issue, I mean, people's private lives are different than their professional lives. And I think we have to make that disconnect. And I think we all get a little bit caught up in what someone privately and what does that mean, in terms of who they are professionally. Some people live two completely different lives. They're great on the field and they have a lot of issues off the field. And we're just here to watch, really, and make assessments and and the teams are there to kind of figure out what pieces make the most sense. I will say, though, there is something to be said about quarterbacks, Jake, needing to be leaders, and us specifically needing a leader here that can turn this thing around. And
from a timing standpoint,
I never thought it was Geno before this. I'm not going to think, obviously, it's Geno after this.
He's the bridge. He's not the long-term answer.
I never liked the move to begin with, to be honest, but I kind of understand, I guess, why. But I never was like, oh my God, we got Geno Smith. This is going to be a 9 or 10 win team. I was never there, and
but it's not even about
the same way now as I did 2 days ago. Yeah, I know
he's not the long term answer. We knew this the second they signed Kirk Cousins. He wasn't the long term answer.
Totally.
The bottom line is this: if there's no charges, I think this blows over. It's happening at a time when there's still 6 weeks before the start of training camp, so there's still plenty of time for this to blow over. It'd be a bigger story if this happened and the Jets were at minicamp this week. And then Aaron Glenn would be asked about it, or, Geno would be requested to speak. And if he didn't go up there to the podium and answer questions about it, it could potentially be a bigger story. But again, the actual mother of the child, as you guys highlighted on U Stadium, commented on one of the viral posts showing the video saying, Geno's more than capable of taking care of our son by himself. He has been for years before this lady came around. Leave me and the kid out of it. So, again, I don't know what type of husband or father Geno Smith is, but any woman who's posting this crazy stuff on social media, instead of just going to the police right away, I think that is odd behavior, but we'll see. Super Chat, they cut the line. Mr. Flower starts it off. Florida's a state where the state presses charges. DV not the victim. Also in Florida, that gun is legal. No permit needed. Okay, so if that's true, then there you go from Mr. Flowers. Jedaholic says, just when you think everything's good and quiet, it's always something with his team. Do we know how old the video is? That's the other thing, too. We don't know when that video is from. It surfaced online yesterday night, but we do not know when that video was actually recorded. For all we know, it could have been last week, could have been weeks ago. Who knows?
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Two good comments there. I did not know that in Florida that the state presses charges, not the individuals. That's interesting. I had no idea about that. So that's some good context. So I guess the police are going to have to do their research. They were obviously doing their diligence at the scene there, and then they'll decide whether or not they're going to press charges as a state of Florida. So that's interesting. That gun being legal, I'll take your word for it. That's a machine gun. Like, are you just I don't know.
That's legal in Florida, though. Florida's like Texas.
Sure?
It's
A
open
gun
carry.
like that? Yeah.
Yeah, you could have guns like that as long as
I'm just asking. I really don't know. That seems like an aggressive sort of firearm there. That's not like, just a pistol or something. So,
well, it's not. It wouldn't be legal in New York, but in Florida, that is a legal fire. As long as he obviously had the steps to purchase it legally and his license, but that's legal in Florida.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll take.
I don't think that's a machine gun too, by the way. But I'm not a Call of Duty expert here.
It looks like a Call of Duty gun. Like
that's not a machine gun.
It's not, right? Okay. I don't know what. I'm not a gun expert, so
maybe it's a Nerf gun, and this is all much to do about nothing.
Yeah. That was. I'm so people are good on Twitter, man. Somebody caught that because I watched that video a few times. I didn't even think to pause there. So.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's lean into the controversy on the show today. Today's daily raffle prize is a signed Mark Sanchez football, and it includes a display case that you see there on the screen. So we're talking controversy with Geno. Why not throw it back with the Sanchez? Mark Sanchez awaiting trial. Signed football by Mark Sanchez up for grabs on the show today. Austria Jet fan is the first to enter the Asmaniac raffle. New set of weekly prizes in our raffle this week. Enter for your chance to win the following items on our show: Wayne Corbett signed jersey, Aaron Glenn signed end zone pylon, Garrett Wilson jersey number plaque. It comes framed and displayed like you see on the image on the screen. A Jets Legends jersey. Pick any Jet legend like Namath, Klecko, Corbett, Revis, Mangold, etc. And 2 tickets to Gang Green Beach Club, which features Wayne Corbett joining us on July 11th. So a little rundown of all the prizes this week on the show. How about this for a transition? Geno Smith controversy. How about Brendan Sorsby, Frankie V? What are your thoughts on Sorsby as a possible option for the Jets, assuming he is approved for the NFL's supplemental draft?
Listen, we spoke about this, Jake, on gangs, and I think we all disagree to a degree. I think Ryan was in the boat of saying we have to offer something, and it should be a significant pick. It should be 3rd rounder, could even be a 2nd. Not that I think he agreed with that, but I think he was saying they have to make this, move in terms of offering something. Kaz, I think, had spoken to people that were suggesting it's not worth it, but throw in a 6th. I'm kind of between both. I don't think Sorsby here is gonna ever get a chance to really show who he is. Maybe now, though, with this Geno stuff, maybe you want to think a little bit more about that. But I'd go with like a 3rd or 4th rounder, Jake. I don't.
There's a big difference in a 3rd and a 4th. A 3rd, you might actually get the player.
Yeah, I'm to be honest, I'm at the point now. I would offer a 4th. So I think Ryan was a 3rd. I'm a 4th, and Kaz is like a 6th. But you're not going to get him for a 6, so it's almost not even worth doing it.
I would do a 4th if the Jets liked him. I don't know enough about him to give a strong opinion. Like, again, quarterback is so subjective.
Yeah.
I think in New York, especially, it's about the personality. Can he handle New York? The first interception he throws, people are going to be making jokes. Oh, did he bet against the Jets? And it's also a 1-strike policy in the NFL, and you're banned for life. So if he still has this gambling problem and he bets again, he's done. And I just let a pick on fire. And what if he actually had developed into being the Jet quarterback and then he's gone just like that? So there's just a lot of unknown. I need to know more about him as a person. The Jets, I believe, would get the chance to meet with him before this supplemental draft based on some of the reporting that has been out there on how this would work. So assuming that's the case and they like him, I'm open to it, but I'm also not going to go out of my way to use a second or even a third round pick on a guy that I'm not completely sold on.
Well, the only thing with that is I agree. The problem though is you're in a blind, basically like a blind auction. Like you're putting a roundup. So do you really think after us at offering a fourth, this is where I'm kind of I maybe would entertain a third, because Jake, I don't think you think there's not going to be one other team that's not going to offer a third? Because what you're saying is if you give a fourth, you're saying that nobody behind you is going to give a third. And then, anyone in front of you that gives a third will get him. If anyone behind you gives a third, they'll get him too. A fourth, you'd win if you're in front of those other teams. But do you think a fourth will be enough? Obviously, if a fourth's enough, I wouldn't even think about it. You might need to bump that offer up a little bit, though. I would say.
How bad do you want him? Like I
don't want him that bad. I don't even. It doesn't fit our timeline.
A fourth doesn't hurt me. If I get him, great. If not, I'm okay with it. Like I don't know how many teams are going to put forth a second. I don't buy that. I think he goes for a third by some team.
Yeah, I think you might get the Cardinals, the Browns, the Steelers. They might offer a second, Jake. I don't know how much they're in love with his skill set, but he's a very, very interesting and polarizing prospect. He makes plays. I said it the other day on Gangs. He makes plays where he looks awesome, literally awesome, and then plays where he's awful. That's him. He's like, I had him, if he were to come out of this into this last draft, I would have had him probably ranked right above Drew Aller, who I had as like an early fourth rounder, late third. I had Sorsby around right there, maybe a late 3, early 4, somewhere around there. Both of them very, very, equal in terms of value for me. So yeah, I'd give a third probably, but I wouldn't even think about a second. A fourth for sure. Fourth, definitely. I would have drafted him in the 4th round this year. I would have rather probably have him than maybe Klubnik, to be honest. So I mean, a fourth, sign me up. A third. I think Kaz was saying that he values thirds a bit more than Ryan. The debate was actually really good on the show because they both were making good points. I sort of
felt a third is a valuable pick. A third is a player that you think by year 2 could be a starter for you.
Year 2 or 3, yeah, a depth piece / starter, for sure. But you can also burn third rounders alive. Like if you go into
the Jets have burnt plenty of second and thirds, but like again, if you want to be a functioning franchise, you can't think in terms of we've sucked with these picks anyway, so who cares? Like I can't be your process, No,
it's not even just us, Jake. It's if you go through years with third rounders, the third round is a round where you can find the missing piece to an offensive line, to a defensive line, to your linebacker group, to corner, your corner group. But a lot of times those pieces don't really shape out. And you're right. Here it specifically hasn't worked. But when you're comparing that kind of pick to a potential quarterback, you always are going to sway in the direction of going with the quarterback. The problem for me with just saying give up a third is, when is Sorsby going to play? And he might get suspended also. So he might come into the NFL under a 4 or 6 game suspension. He's coming into this team pretty late in the summer. I don't know. The timeline, I think the Jets just need to stick to the, plan A, which is we got 3 first-round picks in 2027. We'll figure out our quarterback then. I think that's always got to be the plan. And if
unless you're full bloom love with the guy, I don't see why you would drastically change your plan in bringing a guy that's going to have some controversy. And it's funny, the Jets might not want to deal with all the Sorsby stuff, but now with this Geno situation, potentially they're dealing with quarterback off the field drama anyway.
Yeah, man. This Geno thing is one of the unique situations where I really have no clue what this Geno Smith led team's going to look like. I mean, this offense. I hope that Frank Reich puts together a game plan for him where they're uber aggressive. They're throwing the ball down the field. They're targeting Kenyon Sadiq a bunch. They're getting Breece Hall on wheel routes and trying to get him the ball down the field. I mean, they need to do a lot of that this year. If they come in with like some conservative, game plan for Geno, then I just don't think we're gonna A, develop anybody correctly, and B, I don't think it's gonna yield enough offense for us to actually win football games. But again, I don't know what kind of Geno we're gonna get. I don't know if he's gonna be someone that we're gonna be in week 10 and we're not even gonna think about bringing in another quarterback because the team's looking pretty good, or at least watchable, or we're gonna get to week 10 and be like, we should have benched this guy 3 weeks ago. When the hell is he getting out of here? Sort of like we felt with Fields this past year. I could see both situations playing out. Last year, I didn't think we would get to a situation where we're week 10 with Fields and we wouldn't even think about another quarterback. I never felt that. But this situation, I don't know.
Well, Frank Reich certainly believes in Geno Smith. This was Reich at the podium the other day.
I mean, it's hard for me right now to not be overly, what's the right word, effusive with praise, you know what I mean? But I am just so impressed by Geno. I cannot express that enough. I know we haven't played any games yet. We got a long way to go. We got a lot to prove. And everybody's got a lot to prove. But, man, he is on point. His preparation is top-notch. His football mind is elite. I mean, the way he's communicating in the huddle at the line of scrimmage, the way he communicates in the quarterback room. I've been around a lot of really smart and good quarterbacks. I mean, all I'm going to say is we're in good shape. We're in good shape. We got a lot to prove. He's got a lot to prove. I do. We all do. We understand that. We understand what world we live in. But it's been good so far.
Did you know him at all before this?
Not at all. Not at all. I think one time I met him just like in a brief passing. But, no, he's an impressive, I don't want to say young man. I mean, relatively, yes, but not so young in this league. But he's an impressive person. I always say that it factor is the combination of a lot of confidence, but also genuine humility, and he's got both of those. So the things that he's been through in life and in football, I think have put him at a position to put his best foot forward in this next stage of his career.
We got to hope that Frank Reich is right about Geno Smith. Super chats cut the line, but how about some gifted membership? Cisco Lopez, our first 5 spot of the new week.
Sometime I do super chat. Sometime I do gift membership. But all the time, I love the Jake Asman show. They call me Cisco Lopez.
Thank you to Cisco. He is in our Mark Sanchez signed football giveaway. This is not a bit. I'm leading into it. If we're talking controversy with Geno, why not go all the way? Mark Sanchez, signed football. If you don't want the signed football and you want to replace it with a Jets jersey, Namath or
Geno
any other
Smith
Jet
jersey.
legend, Geno will make that happen. A dealer's choice, but the Sanchez signed football that I've had sitting in my apartment for months because I'm like, when am I ever going to be able to use this as a giveaway? Well, today's finally that day. Signed Sanchez jersey and display case up for grabs. T-Town Jet in the raffle for 1. Mad Max became a member again, so he is in our raffle for 1. Shout out to T-Town and Mad Max. And Cisco with this Asmaniac super chat says, Frankie, let's put money. Sorsby does not go second round, $100 ?
So if he goes in the second round, I get $100 from Cisco.
Yep. And if he doesn't go in the second round,
Fine,
you owe him
we'll do.
$100.
All right, bet we'll do. We'll do memberships on Jake's show, or we'll do whatever. We'll donate. So if he goes in the second round, you have to donate $100. If not, we'll donate $100.
Oh yeah,
done. Is that
lock
cool?
it in, baby?
Actually, you know what? Hold on. Jake gets all the money now. You see how this? You know what?
The Asmaniac community gets all the money.
If Cisco wants to do that, I'll do it. I'm fine with that. That's cool.
Someone goes,
We
donate the
can't bet
$100 to
illegally
the
on-
Geno Bill Fund.
It was
just too quiet in Jetland, man. It was just too quiet.
You know, it's just it never leaves the controversy with this team. I think I don't know. I was thinking about this team just in general, just they just lack leadership, man. When you look at what Jalen Brunson brought to the Knicks and how he just changed the culture, man. I know,
Yeah, but that's the quarterback. What the quarterback is supposed to do.
I know. But when are we gonna get a leader back there, man?
We're hoping this year, but now the story
it's
comes
like-
out, so we'll see. I still gun in my head. Geno's the week 1 starter. There's no legal situation, no suspension. This blows over.
Yeah. No, I mean it's not that big of a deal. I just again
Until there's charges, there's no story, in my opinion.
when do we know if Florida's going to press charges? Does anybody out there know? I'm sure they done their diligence with this situation. I think this video happened recently too, Jake. I don't think it was something that was like recorded and just posted.
We do have an update. TMZ reporting that the case is under review. Police told TMZ Sports the case is currently under review. Woman named Kristen went to social media on Sunday to drop claims saying, quote, "Today's the day Geno Smith beat my ass because he hates taking care of special needs kid. Can't be left alone with him because he'd rather watch SEX online and play Call of Duty." Post also included video of the two arguing with Smith on the phone with an unidentified individual saying she just called the police. "Geno just beat my ass. That's why." Kristen replied, "You ran outside and attacked me, bitch." After that was what she said. After more arguing, the woman ran down the driveway and screamed for help. She then turned around and shouted more allegations, claiming Smith broke my effing computer, threw her purses out, stole money out of her car. Another clip shows Smith in the driver's seat of the vehicle as an apparent physical scuffle unfolds. In the last clip, shown standing outside his home as he talks to 3 officers. Smith welcomed his son 7 back in 2019, and the mother went on social media Sunday to deny any notion that Geno Smith is a bad parent. Quote, "Geno is and always has been more than capable of taking care of his son," the woman said. "Let's kill that narrative. Don't get on the internet bringing my son into your web of dysfunction." Local authorities tell TMZ only 1 call for service was made at Smith's home, which happened on Sunday. Okay, so if this is true, we at least have a timeline. The video is from yesterday, so this is as current as it could be.
Okay. Yeah, it seemed that way. All right. Yeah. You know, the key phrase there, I wrote this down: web of dysfunction. That's what you don't want when you're a premier athlete. So I'm not specifically pointing to Geno Smith about this, but
I don't know how there could be charges just based on the videos we showed and like that.
I didn't see anything. There was a point in that video, and this is a personal opinion, where you see her running down the driveway. He's not chasing her, and she's screaming like she's being chased to sort of make it seem like the situation was like her life being in danger, but she wanted to make sure that was recorded. Didn't seem like that her life was really in danger from what I saw. So it seemed like she was kind of provoking something. Again, I hate not taking this stuff seriously because we're sitting here from an outsider's perspective completely without any clue what's going on. What I'm more interested in that whole thing is that gun that you showed. I mean, whose gun is that? Why do you have that? Why do you have a gun like that sitting in a sink?
You don't keep your firearms in sinks?
I have one in the sink here, but I can't, if you guys want to see it, no, I'm kidding. But come on.
Also, my police source just texted me that gun is not illegal. Looks like an AR, which isn't automatic. It is legal in New Jersey.
Okay, but like, why is that just laying out in the sink?
Now, why it's in the sink, I can't answer you. But again, this is Florida's a right to carry state, so their gun laws are way different. But
Jake, you know what? He's this guy. All right, Geno Smith is, and I hate playing this game because it can be taken the wrong way. But Geno Smith has made how much money in his career? Geno, total earnings. I'm looking it up right now. Geno's made $123 million in his career. Right? He's as wealthy of an NFL player in the league right now as there is against everybody. He's right up there, top 2%. Why do you have a gun in the sink? I just don't like. That's just a stupid idea. I don't know, man. It's like he doesn't seem like that kind of guy either, which is weird. So this stuff's kind of coming out of left field a bit. Maybe it's not a real gun. Maybe that's, I don't know.
Washington Heights says Jay trying to get Geno out of all charges already. Am I? I just don't think we have enough to say whether the guy
Yeah, I mean,
did anything wrong.
there.
Again, when someone accuses you of assault, that is a very serious crime. And I'm not just going to go out on a limb and say, "Yup, he's guilty," because this woman posts video that doesn't show assault. Again, the police are investigating it. That's what we know. These are allegations until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I'm curious if charges are pressed, let's just say. And listen, if I guess Florida's different, but if I call on you, Jake, we're in Florida, and I say, oh, Jake punched me or whatever and did this or that, charges could be pressed. Charges being pressed doesn't necessarily mean that it happened also, by the way, obviously. So there's going to need to be more of an investigation. If it needs to go to court, I doubt it will, but I wonder what the NFL does or how they get involved. I am sure of this, going back to that gun in the sink, somebody at that NFL office, they have a lot of attorneys working there, a ton. That office, I think on Madison Ave, that place is filled with lawyers. There are people looking at that and figuring out whether or not this Geno Smith has a license to carry a gun, and then they start doing a little more digging. I'm certain of that because this is a player that represents one of 32 teams, a New York team. He'll be the starter, and the league doesn't want that image out there. So I'm sure someone's going to be doing some digging. Now, what that turns into, I have no idea, but they're not going to suspend him and for it. But it'll just, the ball gets rolling in the wrong direction for players sometimes. Happened with John Moran, and then sometimes, the avalanche hits. Who knows what Geno's going through also? I don't know. This is another thing. If we want to make some sort of character assessment, which I hate doing when you don't know someone, but this doesn't look good. This isn't what you want for anyone. It's not a good look all around. It's not a good look for him, the woman involved, the kid, the fan base. I don't know. It's just, it's unneeded, nothing good happens out of this. But if Geno's really, not living his life in the right way, I mean, and he hit someone, I mean, that's not a good thing. He's got a gun in the sink. I don't know. He doesn't come across to me as that kind of person, but
but you never know about any of these guys.
Yeah, totally.
Behind closed doors. Again, these are only allegations, so don't twist yourself into a pretzel there.
No, I'm not.
Let's see how it plays out. That's all.
The number one story in the NFL now because there's nothing going on.
There's nothing going on.
Everyone's bored after this post-Knicks thing. Everyone's like, all right. Today felt like the first. Doesn't it feel like football season sort of back? Like things are back to normal a little bit.
Kevin in the raffle for 2 says, "Give me the effing ball. Screw it." Mark Sanchez, side football up for grabs today. Includes the display case. Big fella says, "Tanky, Geno was clearly washing his gun."
That's a great comment.
I mean, I don't own a firearm, but you do got to clean it apparently. So maybe Big fella's onto something.
What part of that video? Where was that in the video? Was Geno was that in the beginning of the video? I don't know how I didn't catch that. That's kind of weird.
Oregon Jet says AG sure knows how to pick some winners at QB.
Promised land.
Geno's taking us to the promised land.
Yeah.
Just don't let go of the rope.
Don't let go. Don't let go.
I wonder. They're gonna ask. I mean, they're gonna ask him. They're gonna ask him about this. That's
unless it's not a story by the time we get to late July.
Yeah. I just, this team, man, they're entertaining. That's for sure. There's always something going on. I thought this offseason was moving a little differently. I still think this is a little bit of an overblown thing. Anything coming from Instagram and social media can always be taken out of context, right? The thing with the gun kind of concerns me just a bit, but
again, it could be legal though. You're harping on the gun like it's a big deal. It's Florida. It's a totally different set of legal rules.
I'm only harping on it.
He's from Florida too. I'd imagine Geno Smith is smart enough to get his gun licensed.
The only reason I'm harping on it is if she would have taken the camera and went into a safe or a drawer somewhere and showed the gun, all right, that's not a big deal. Illegal. The fact that it's out in the sink, what's going on? Was there a situation? Was there threat? I don't know. It's not common Guns in the sink are like what you'd see in like a crack house.
Again, the sink is the weird
like,
location.
Yeah,
but
that's
you
where
could you could put the gun anywhere you want in your own home. It's odd to put it in the sink, sure, but if the gun is legal, he's not. That's not a crime. What Geno Smith is doing there.
No, but you don't find it particularly odd that it's in a sink. Like
I do.
Sink is like a very open area of your home.
But again, the allegations against Geno have nothing to do with the gun.
No, it doesn't. It wasn't even mentioned actually anywhere. So
no, you're just harping on the gun. I just think it's odd that the gun was in the sink.
Remember the NWA movie? I think there was a gun in the sink in the first scene.
Oh, there was a gun in the bathroom in The Godfather.
That is true. Yeah.
Like, I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land.
We'll see. Hopefully he avoids any significant punishment before then. Open phone lines for those of you who want in on the conversation. Some super chats. Mr. Flowers writes in, Frankie, also, Geno isn't holding the gun. She could have put it there. Yeah, we have no idea.
True. If she put it there, though, yeah, maybe. I figure if she put it there, she might mention that it was there, but maybe not. Yeah, you could be right. Yeah. Listen, I am not overreacting to this story, or at least from my perspective. I've overreacted to things. I feel like here it's unfortunate. I'm just looking at it from a perspective of I want somebody playing quarterback for the Jets that can help the young guys develop, can get the ball out. We can get Garrett involved, get Omar Cooper Jr. involved. I mean, I think this is a big opportunity for Geno and for anyone really playing that position. I just hope things move in the right direction, man. This isn't a positive story, obviously. I don't think it's that negative, but it's a little bit unfortunate. You just don't want this stuff out for everyone, but it's not that big of a deal.
As of now, it's not. It's important to say. It's a big deal because it's the starting quarterback of the Jets and there's serious allegations, but it's not a situation where we have any idea how it's going to play out at this point. So that's, again, the most important aspect of all this. These are allegations. The police are looking into it, and that's all you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zell from John J. Williams. He's in the raffle for 2.
Are you a happy guy?
Oh, my God. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
You think Frank Reich thought about that when he saw the video?
Oh, yeah. He was a happy guy. He saw that gun in the sink and was like, hey, now. The Dominican Destroyer has gifted a membership. He's in the raffle for 1.
Get up. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Dominican, thank you. Big fella says everyone knows in crack houses, guns are kept under beds and in the kitchen, not in sinks, Tanky.
Well, I would like to know how the big fella knows that. That's right.
Big fella's an expert on everything.
Yeah. I mean, he might know. I mean, I'll take his word for it. I think we have a lot better opinions on this matter out there in the chat gang than I'm offering right now. I'll be honest, but
the Dominican Destroyer says I was in the stadium for the butt fumble. I'll take it. NY Jets Indy says report came out Geno cleared by police. Let me check to see if that's accurate because the last I saw was TMZ saying the police are looking into it. Let's see if there's any update on that. That's obviously significant.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would be able to investigate and clear him within less than 24 hours.
Yeah, unless somebody knows somebody at the police department and there was, a police officer there, or detective or someone that has an idea what's going on here. It doesn't seem like from the video there's obviously not enough there. So
Andy Slater, New York Jets QB Geno Smith investigated for alleged battery on Sunday, but I'm told the case is no longer open. Cops went to Smith's house after being called, checked everything out, and left with no one being taken into custody. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the investigation's done.
Totally.
Yeah, again, people run with whatever narrative they want. That super chat by whoever that was, Indy Jets? Yeah, NY Jets Indy. That doesn't mean anything to me. That's all we have is this from Slater, he's been a long time Miami reporter, so he's usually on top of this stuff. Here's the tweet. Cops went to Smith's house after being called, checked everything out, left with no one being taken into custody. That doesn't mean the woman still didn't want to press charges. Like, we don't know.
Yeah, totally. When do you know, Jake, when they get back into town? Because that video was taken in Miami, right? I think
it was taken at Geno's house
in Miami. Yeah. I'm curious when they all get back in. They're off for now, like a few weeks, and then they'll be back. But yeah, man, this listen, at the end of the day, my expectations from this offense, I'll say this, they need to find ways to move the ball down the field aggressively. That's it. So Geno in his personal life, to be honest, he could do whatever the hell he wants as long as he's not breaking the law. I don't really care too much about what he does personally. I just want a leader at quarterback, and I think this team needs one. I think leadership in the NFL has to come basically one of two ways. Usually it's either the quarterback or it's the head coach. Ideally, both. They're rare. It's rare at times you have a position non-quarterback or head coach that is your leader, but you've seen it before with Ray Lewis. I would say Michael Irvin was a really good leader as a wide receiver, almost like the guy there that everyone looked to on offense. So there's situations like that as well, but the Jets need a quarterback, and they have been telling us that Geno Smith could be the guy. I mean, you heard what Aaron Glenn said. You heard Frank Reich. I think the Jets, I'll be honest, I think they prop up guys way too soon when they get here. They did it with Fields last year. There's Frank Reich talking about Geno Smith. You would think he just saw the second coming of Joe Montana walking through the door. Like, he's been working with him. I mean, where are you getting this assessment from? From what, 3 weeks together? A month? I don't know. Maybe they're talking a lot, but the Jets need to, I think, as a whole, and I think this comes from the top down, make guys earn their keep. Like, no one here has proven really anything in terms of value add to wins over the last 10 years. Seriously, stop bringing guys in and putting them on pedestals when they haven't taken a snap yet or won a football game. I think it's ridiculous. Imagine in your job, Jake, you hire someone to edit videos for you. Are you going into, are you telling people what a great editor this is? This is unbelievable. No, prove it. Get some viral clips. Let's see what you got. Show us your chops. The Jets, everyone that comes in is a second coming. Justin Field, he's going to do things we've never seen a quarterback do before. Yeah.
Well, there's a difference with Fields and Geno, though. Geno's no one can challenge Geno for the starting spot.
No, they can't. But I do think when I almost there's discipline that's needed with this team. And
they have tried to add some of that discipline and leadership. That's why they bring in Demario Davis and they traded for Minka Fitzpatrick. They already had Harrison Phillips. That was the whole point. Geno is a respected veteran leader in that room. Like, he's a Pro Bowl quarterback. So,
yeah. But Jake, those clips of Frank Reich that you just played before, does that actually get anyone actually excited about Geno Smith? They're telling you the sky is green. The sky is green. The sky. I don't believe them anymore.
But it's June. Like, what do you want Frank Reich to say? Geno stinks?
I don't know. I'm just, Jake, it's becoming to me a common theme with this team where everything is great. Everything is perfect. We've done all the right things. You can't wait for this. This person, looks amazing. I can't believe we brought this person in. And then they start playing games, they get blown out. I'm just sick of it, man. It's just I like the positivity at times, I do, but I'm getting
Frankie, nothing they say is going to change anything until you see it on the field.
I like the Parcells sort of approach, and I know those days are a little bit over, or the Belichick approach. I know it's not like that anymore, but I want a little bit of that. Belichick's never really, and Parcells are not coming out just clamoring for guys being like, solutions. I don't think does anyone. I personally think, and this is my opinion, when we brought in Geno, and people might disagree, it's fine. They should have a quarterback competition. And I said that from day one. I'm not saying that because of this video. Has nothing to do with it. Have a quarterback competition. He'll probably win, but make it a competition. Let Cade play in there. Let Zappy compete. Let Cook compete. Let them all compete. See who really takes the reins for
yeah, but you can't fool the locker room. The locker room knows who the best player is, which would be Geno. If you brought in Andy Dalton and had him and Geno compete, okay, that's a plan. But they made their decision to go with Geno as the starter. I agreed with this a year ago. I said Fields should not have just been handed the starting job. He had done nothing to earn it. They should have had him and Tyrod had a true competition. I think Tyrod would have won.
When is the last time, though, this team has had a true quarterback competition, if you go back? It's been a while, man.
McCown, when he beat out Hackenberg and Petty.
Yeah. And Fitzpatrick with Geno, but Geno got hurt.
That wasn't a competition. That was going to be, it was Geno's job.
It was Geno, yeah. And then he got hurt. Yeah.
Well, totally. He got punched in the face. Yeah. But
he
got hurt.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, coming in, even coming into that situation, Fitzpatrick was always the backup there. It was not like they came in and Geno had won the job and then got punched in the face. So I don't know, man. I just think for this team, I think to find a quarterback, and I think it's going to potentially come in some unique way or situation. I always said that. I always felt like we'll find a quarterback in the weirdest of ways. It's just the way that the things go with us.
The supplemental draft with Brendan Sorsby.
I mean, there you go. You might have something there. But Jake, I just want a competition, man. I just think
you're not going to get it at quarterback. You'll get it at other spots. You're getting it in the secondary with Azareye'h Thomas and Nashawn Wright. You're getting it with Dane Belton and Andre Sisco and Malachi Moore. They have brought in guys for some competition.
They have, except
even on the
quarterback.
defensive end situation. Like Bailey's competing with a couple of the guys like Osai who they brought in. You have added some legit competition to a lot of the spots.
Yeah. I just when they
how many quarterback competitions are really going on around the NFL right now? You just don't see it at that position very often.
No, you don't. But when you have a situation like we do, Jake, where we haven't been able to settle really on a starter outside of Rodgers, that obviously
if they had Geno competing with Derek Carr, Andy Dalton, would it make a difference?
I just think it breeds something that they need for the future.
But you said they also need a leader that you use the Jalen Brunson thing. The Jalen Brunson thing is your quarterback.
But Jake, I think you won't know really who's going to take the reins of this thing at quarterback. I think unless he's some premier player at his position that you have no really other choice, which I don't put Geno in that boat, or they just take the keys. They take they take the reins, man. Similar to what Russell Wilson did in Seattle when they gave him the job after being drafted in the 3rd round. Nobody thought. They just had paid Matt Flynn. I know it wasn't that much money considering, but Russell Wilson took the reins there and they won a Super Bowl and probably should have won 2. I'm not comparing that situation. I'm just saying, I think mentally speaking, or not mentally, but just speaking about this situation, you have to find someone mentally that really galvanizes the
that's in the draft. That's not going to be now. You can't you can't manufacture that guy. Who's that guy on all the good teams? It's the quarterback. It's Mahomes. It's Allen. It's Lamar. It's Burrow. The guy that galvanizes the franchise is the franchise quarterback. That's why they get paid $60 million a year.
Yeah, but you would agree with me though. Last year when Fields was just handed,
I said it at the time. I didn't want to just hand Fields the job.
Yeah, I just thought it's just a better way to and I think Aaron Glenn's message will go a longer way if
I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land.
That's the message. We got the guy.
How many wins this year, Jake? Where are you at right now? Now that this video came out, I think you're bumping up a few wins, right?
No, I'm still at 6. A nice crisp 6-win season.
That's not bad.
Some super chats here. Paul says, it doesn't seem that either of you guys are gun owners. What if it was on a table? It would only matter if it was loaded. He may have been cleaning it. Again, I don't lump me in with Frankie. The gun thing, I am not trying to cause any controversy with. Frankie's the one who's obsessed with the gun. I think it's funny it's in a sink. But again, it's totally legal as long as he has his license. It's not an illegal firearm.
Let's not listen. I'm not a gun owner, clearly, but let's not pretend that that's a normal situation. I know that video. There was
Gator keeps a loaded cannon from the Civil War that he bought off eBay in his master bedroom. People do weird things with their firearms.
Jake, you don't think that's fairly weird though? The guy has a gun in his sink, and it's not like a little pistol. It's like, I don't know. The guy made over $120 million as a quarterback.
He's washing it.
Is that it's not normal to me. And I'm not trying to be a hater or I don't know, a boomer. I don't know what the right word is there, but I'm just, it's not normal. I don't.
I got a gun guy on the line. We could get his thoughts on it. He's an expert on it. Beast. Beast.
He's cleaning
Oh,
his
Beast.
gun in his sink. in his bathtub.
Beast, are you washing your gun in your disgusting bathtub? Beast. Good talk. If you're one of the 500 people watching live, like the video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It took the Geno Smith video to drop to get 500 people on a live for the first time since the NFL draft, but that's where we're at. Hey, if you're been away from the show, we are going to Nashville week 1. Let me plug this for the audience. Gangrene pre-party. I'm hosting it at Barstool Nashville the day before Jets Titans, 4 to 7. No cover if you RSVP to RSVP. You simply click the link that is in the description and sign up there. Bring whoever you want. I'll be doing a live show from there. It will be a blast. And tickets are on sale now at GameDayFlightCrew.com. If you want to join me and the Asmaniacs for our tailgate before Jets Titans, 8 a.m. start time. Tickets are $75, includes drinks, food, a live DJ, traditional tailgate games, much more. The price goes up to $85 after July 1. So you have till really the end of this week if you want to save $10 and lock in your tailgate ticket at GameDayFlightCrew.com. Comments, questions, super chats. Cut the line. Lou B says, if something were to happen to Geno, who starts day one? It's either Zappy or Klubnik until they add someone. It's certainly not going to be Brady Cook.
Yeah, Klubnik's played in almost 50 games at Clemson. So I was telling people this after we drafted him. Say what you want. I wasn't in love with the pick, but he's extremely experienced. He's as experienced of a 4th-round pick coming out of Clemson as you're going to get. So I think he'll pick up the offense pretty fast. He's done it at Clemson. I mean, he's run some high-powered NFL caliber style of offenses there. They run a lot of unique concepts there. He's really good with that stuff. The injury stuff with him, though, is what's worrying me, right? Like he's got this back issue that keeps popping up. So I don't know how that's going to play out, but I would say it'd be Klubnik. It's going to be Geno, though. It's gonna there's a less than a.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back though.
They're writing him off again. They're writing him off again.
Somebody said something funny in the chat, by the way. I don't like going to the chat all the time because it distracts me from being on the show. But somebody goes, yeah, dude, he was protecting himself while he was on the toilet.
If anyone
That
needs
is
a gun when they're
weird,
taking
man.
a dump, it's got to be Beast. But unfortunately, he was nowhere to be found.
Is there does water, for all the gun people out there, if you pour water on a gun, will it like ruin anything? Like if I'm just curious, like how does that work? Like,
Well, there's a guy on the line that is shaking his head as you were saying that. Maybe he's a gun expert. William, I'm skipping ahead to you because you look disgusted on hold. Hello, William.
Yeah, you know what, Frankie, we like you. I just want to say this, okay? I'm not here as a gun expert. I will say this: calling it a machine gun, a semi-automatic machine gun that's not a machine gun, okay?
No, I know machine gun's like the longer gun.
Yeah, no, look,
I'm
gonna ask you a couple questions, all right? Just real quick. I'm not asking where you live specifically.
I live in New York City.
Okay, so you're from New York. Okay, I'm from New York too.
Okay.
Not the city. I live in Connecticut. And blue states, the gun laws, so to speak, for gun laws, that's not a machine gun. We don't know. We don't, like, from state to state, it differs. So like in Carolina, Texas, Florida, depending on where you are, you can go in there and it's just, the law has changed so much. I'm just saying stick to football because look, it's not like I'm some Geno supporter, super fan of Geno. I just want it to be okay. And I don't want to prejudge saying stuff like that, like about it's a machine gun. Why would it be in a sink? Dude, listen, we live in the United States of America.
It doesn't matter. Listen, me saying it's a machine gun is just
well, what's weird? What's weird about putting a gun wherever you want in your own house?
It's weird when you've made $120 million as a quarterback and you're starting for the New York Jets
and you don't have a gun
in the sink.
If I have $120 million, I'm gonna have more than one. That's just me. You know what I mean? So
I understand. First off, I'm a supporter of people's gun rights, their Second Amendment. So if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that on a different topic. So don't think I'm coming in here as some anti-gun person, because that's not me.
No, fair, Frankie.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Where I'm getting tripped up here is the woman is making these claims, of which I think she might be provoking some of it, if you want my honest take. But now you have a gun in the sink, and Geno last year giving the middle finger. I don't know. I'm just making an overall assessment as to how it affects the Jets as a quarterback and what he could or could not bring as a leader. That's
a fair. That's a fair assessment. That's Frankie. That's a fair assessment. And don't. I'm not trying to make a personal attack on you in by any means. I'm just letting you know when people that know the laws or what actually it is, to hear another person that, because you're a semi. We'll call you a semi pundit. You're someone that we listen to, about Jets. I listen to your takes. So I'm just saying, painting it in that light, if you were an expert, I would be like, okay, but you're not. And so saying it's weird to have a gun in your sink, I don't know the whole circumstances.
You need an expert. You need an expert to give an opinion whether or not a gun. What kind of expert?
Well, we'll describe what's weird. What's weird about think about this, hypothetically speaking. So since we don't know the circumstances, a lot of things could be true or we don't know. So maybe
that you think a gun in the sink's appropriate. Give me an example.
Well, what if his girl was flipping out, irate, and knew where he had the gun and starts spazzing out? Maybe the only place for him to put it would have been in that sink at that moment in time. I'm not trying to defend him.
No, that's
I'm just saying there's variables. And as a person, picture you were a gun owner and you were worth 120 mil and had a crazy, beautiful woman flipping out on you. And now all of a sudden, I'm just saying that could be a thing. And it could be that he was a complete asshole. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just saying to paint, it's a machine gun. It's obviously weird. Those are terms. Those are emotional terms. Those aren't real things that that's the man's career. So I'm just hoping that it isn't anything untowards. I'm hoping it is one of those. It's obviously ugly. Anytime you have a girl arguing with you and you're all of a sudden the quarterback for the New York Jets and you might get arrested, dude, that's not a good look. I'm just saying, don't poison the well, man. If you don't know what you're talking about, that's all I meant, Frankie.
If I don't, but listen, I don't know what I'm talking about. All I said was it makes me feel a little uneasy. Out of everything in the video, the gun
for sure. No, understandable. But when you say stuff like it's weird, who would put the gun in the sink? You're creating scenarios.
How is a gun? I don't know. Am I crazy here?
You're uninformed. You're uninformed. How old are you?
I'm 38.
38. Oh man, you're a young looking 38, dude.
I appreciate it, man.
Okay.
No,
okay.
William,
I'm 40. I'm 45. All right. So I'm just saying, I've been
45.
Whatever. You grew up in New York. If you're from the city, I'm not from the city.
I'm from Westchester County.
Oh,
whatever.
Okay. Okay.
But that does. I don't even think that even matters here. William, all I think that matters, and I'm curious.
Context matters. Context matters.
Listen. I watched the video yesterday a few times. I didn't think it was anything so out of the ordinary for professional athletes today. It happens. This isn't the first time I've seen a girlfriend make a video of a player or someone in the entertainment industry doing something similarly to that. So I didn't think that was that crazy. I did think some of the allegations were a little bit much. I hate that the NFL, which takes this stuff very seriously, domestic abuse, would have to potentially investigate this. I didn't think the timing was good. Now with things are kind of settled down, the Knicks just won. The Jets are.
No, I know. No, it's horrible. It's a horrible look. Listen, it's a horrible look. It's a horrible look. I'm not disputing the fact that optics wise, it's horrible.
Yeah. It's
also, I just don't want to hang. I don't want, I don't. Want to taint the jury, man. We don't even know if he's been accused. He hasn't been. And if I was Geno Smith, which obviously that's a long stretch, I would want a full investigation to clear my name. You know what I mean? Like that. So we'll see how it pans out, because this sucks. This obviously sucks, but at the same time, if it's nothing and it's just some crazy, some crazy scenario where it's a domestic dispute, and all of a sudden there's a picture of a gun in the sink, and now all of a sudden he has a machine gun. This is how it snowballs, and I don't know. Like, I thought you liked the Jets. That's all.
William,
Yeah. Sorry, I'll stop. Go, Jake. My bad.
you called the show before?
Yeah, I have before. But it's been I've been like a year or two.
Well, I love the passion, man. Calling against you anytime
Yeah,
you
it
want
was
to
a good-
talk Frankie.
Oh, listen, thanks. It was great.
come
Listen,
at me. No, it's
and Frankie.
fine. And listen, you have your point, but I don't like when people make assessments like you don't know what you're talking about. All I said was,
well,
the
ditto.
gun in the sink is weird. Like it's a weird thing. Like I don't feel. I don't. I go.
If you worked for the circus company and your claim to fame was the flying trapeze, and I've been to the circus a couple times and watched the flying trapeze, it doesn't qualify me to make comments about the nature of if there was a wardrobe malfunction as to what the nature of that. Like I'm not an expert on that, but especially when it comes to laws concerning guns. But to call that a machine gun,
I'm not talking about law. I'm just not talking about laws. I'm just talking about the situation at hand in totality. When you see a gun in the sink, it kind of it elevates, I think.
I know, dude. Listen, Frank. I know guns are scary. I get it.
No, they're not. No. Listen, no. It's just it's a perception thing. The NBA, what they did to John Morant when he flashed a gun in the car, potentially almost like that guy's, and a lot of it was his fault, by the way, obviously. But they don't. NFL and in sports leagues, they don't play around with that stuff, man.
No, I know.
I know it's a legal state like Florida, so I'm just looking at it for the betterment of the player and the team. Like they don't mess around with that stuff, dude. That's not something that just is like.
No, it's a horrible look. Again, I'm just saying though, there's a slant that we could. Let's just be neutral with the situation. That's all I'm saying. Let's just be neutral. Let's just wait till the facts come.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
All right, we all need a Woody hug to calm down. I appreciate the passion. What a show.
How be an expert on making what expert can make an assessment as to whether a gun in the sink is some normal thing or not? Like I don't know. Like that's like, yeah, I called it a machine gun. I didn't know what I was talking about. I still don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to the kind of guns, but I generally know that the leagues don't like that stuff, man.
They don't, but again, it's not illegal as long as it's his gun and it's like I don't know what the gun rules are in Florida. Someone in the chat saying you don't even need to have a license to have that in Florida. Whatever the rules are in the state of Florida, if he followed it, it's not a crime to have it in the sink. Is it odd, I suppose, to have a gun in the sink? Sure, but again, the woman is not even accusing him of doing anything that's
she didn't mention the gun at all.
The gun's not a part of the story. He was investigated for domestic violence and there were no charges. That's all we have right now. These are just allegations.
Yeah, as far as we're concerned, there could have been something going on. He did, maybe he wanted to de-escalate the situation, so he took it out or something. I don't know. It's just, it's just a weird story. It's just that image there that still kind of doesn't look right to me. Just in my gut, I'm like, that doesn't look right. But
Geno was washing the gun after he had it in the beast bathtub. So, like, honestly, then you would actually need to put the gun in the sink if it fell into this. The Jets should run a lot of pistol formation this year.
That's good. All right, nice.
Omar says, Frankie, I'm from Port Chester, New York. What about you? Hello, everyone. Congrats to the Knicks. See, like, this story doesn't even bother me anymore. The Knicks are world champions. Screw everyone else.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Don't leave. Who let the dogs out? Don't leave.
Anyway.
Who let the guns out?
Gentlemen,
I still can't believe the Knicks won, Jake.
World champs, baby.
Unreal. But yeah, there'll be brighter days for the Jets. There'll be brighter days, and I think we're getting close to it. As long as we can get a quarterback that knows what the hell he's doing.
The Jets are on the clock, baby. We'll be down the canyon of heroes in no time. Me and Aaron Glenn on the float together.
Oh man. Do you think if the Jets do it, do you think Glenn would invite you on the float?
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'd be on his mind. I'd be the first person he'd want to invite. Let's get to more of your calls here. Javier Velez is on the line. Hello, Javier.
Hello. How are you doing?
Hello,
Javier. How are you?
Good. listen here. I think Geno Smith, whatever that girl is doing, I think, in my opinion, she's clearly setting him up for something. She is clearly setting him up for something. And thank God the investigations has been dropped and everything.
Well, we don't know that
But
yet. We don't. There's no charges that have been filed. That's all we know.
yeah, no charges have been filed yet. No charges have been filed yet. But if they are charges filed, then I just want to. I'm expecting the NFL to get involved, or even the Jets themselves.
They won't get involved unless their charges filed. If there's no charges filed,
Yeah,
I think the Jets are not going to even want to put a second on this. I'll pull back on that.
Yeah, unless there's charges involved. Unless there's charges involved.
Now, Javier, have you been watching my show a long time? I don't recognize you as a caller.
No, not really. But I want to say congratulations to the Knicks. They deserve it. They deserve every last second of it.
I agree. Were you at the parade, Javier? Were you on one of the floats?
No, I watched the parade and it was packed. It was really packed when I watched the parade.
So you're a big Knicks fan, a big Jets fan. You're from the Bronx. Are you a Yankees fan as well?
Yeah, I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a Yankee fan.
Nice.
Have you gone
I'm
any games this
expected
year?
to see when. Yeah, I've gone to the hockey jersey night and the basketball jersey night, and I had a really fun time.
How'd you find the show, Javier?
I found the show. Jake, you fill in for Michael K sometimes, and you've done a really good job.
Thank you.
And then
it's the best on
I
the
just
radio.
found the show. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, Javier. I'm glad you found the show through radio. I'm in for K on Thursday, so you can listen again from 1 to 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call in, all right? We'll get you on the radio as well.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Javier. Thanks for calling in.
Go Knicks. Go Knicks.
Javier, I hope you become a regular, because if so, welcome to the tournament in March. Let's go.
That's a potential. There's a big run waiting to happen right there with Javier. That could potentially be an Elite Eight category, potentially.
That was something.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, some super chats. Dan writes in, you hide guns all over the house in case you're ever in a situation where you're trapped in an area of the house. You still have access and can protect. So where do you store your guns, Dan? Do you have yours in the sink as well? Gator says he stores a Civil War cannon in his bathtub. Hawk says, put Javier in the raffle for 2. That's awesome. Javier, you are in the raffle for 2. Plus, since you're a first-time caller, we're also going to get you in the Asmaniac raffle for 2 entries, because that comes with being a first-time caller. Also, I have a quick question for Javier. Javier, do you own a firearm, and do you keep it in a sink if you do?
No. Even though I live in New York, there is no way I'll ever own a firearm.
If you had a firearm, would you store it in the sink?
Definitely not.
All right. Well, thank you.
Just don't let go of the rope.
Don't let go of that rope.
I have a question. Did you see when you last thing? I can't get off this gun thing, but
yeah, you've turned the gun into the bigger story than the allegations of assault.
You might be right. But Where did you get that? Because I'm trying to look up now if that has anything to do with the story in general, and I'm not really finding anyone mention. So you just saw that on, I guess, a comment thread?
I saw it.
Okay.
Well, someone on
because no one's
zoomed in on
reporting on the gun in the video at all. Like that's like not online much at all.
He's not charged for anything with the gun. There's nothing with the gun at this point.
Yeah. No, for sure.
This is not Plaxico Burress shooting himself or Quinton Williams getting arrested at the airport because he brought a firearm that wasn't registered. New Q says the NRA hates you. Is this true?
They don't like me. I'm not even allowed on their website. Yeah.
Also, there was ever a show I needed my gun expert, Beastbreaker, and he's nowhere to be found. Just terrible. Just terrible. What are we doing? All right, let's do. You got time for more calls, Frankie, or you got to run?
Yeah, I'll do a few more. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls. Let's say hello to Paul Faz, who's next. Hello, Paul.
What's going on, gentlemen? Long time.
Hey, Paul.
What's up, Paul?
Hey, well, I'm a gun owner, so it in the sink. I guess I can give a good example, right? Generally, you don't want water in a gun because it is metal, right? But you do have to clean them, and you generally don't use water, but you do use certain oils and stuff for lubrication that also cleans it. So it gets pretty messy. So yes, a sink would be a good spot. Usually I like, because mine's longer, I put it on a table, but I know other people that do it over the sink so that the oils go into the sink and you can just rinse it off after instead of getting everything all full of oil all over the place. But, it could also be like, good example. The most important thing with it, in my opinion, would be if it were loaded or not, right? And if it's not loaded, he could have been cleaning it for 2 days. It takes a good, like if you went and fired all day at the range, it's going to take you a good couple hours to break it down and clean it properly.
Especially if you put it in the beast bathtub first.
Oh my God, that's just beautiful. That's what it would look like, by the way. So I don't know. Maybe
that is what it looked like until Lou B hired.
That's what some of the oils and after you fire, all the that's what it would look like pretty much. Yeah, when you're cleaning it. So maybe that's what Beast was doing. But anyway, let's get off that cake. It's very possible he started cleaning it one day and left it there. It's basically a paperweight if there's no ammo, right? So, but I do want to talk some that's constantly what I've been preaching that Muji's the real.
Paul, call back. Your internet was crapping out at the end there. I do want to read this from Brian, who says, as a police officer in New Jersey, Florida has crazy gun laws, so the gun is properly legal. Once again, I do agree with Frankie. That's a weird spot for a gun, but it is his house, and he can put it anywhere. Yeah, it's odd, but Paul did explain it well there. He could have been cleaning it, and then maybe this incident happened when he was cleaning the gun, and that's why it was just left there. Like, who knows?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that, and it could be he was at the range for sure. Listen, and I'm not saying this in regards to there should be charges pressed against him. If he has a legal gun, he could do whatever he wants. He could take videos of it, him holding it online if he wants. Like, that's fine. It's just this in the context of the video, it's like and what his wife or not his wife, his the mother of his child called him in that situation a web of dysfunction. You just worry about the guy a little bit, it's not a good situation. I'm worried about him, and
it looks like it's a sink in the garage for what it's worth,
Does
like
it? Yeah,
in the kitchen. That's what it looks like on the video.
I don't know. Yeah. I didn't even see it the first couple times. So I mean, you picked up on that, which was interesting. But yeah, if it's legal, I think John Morant's situation was different, where guns wasn't registered. So I mean,
that was a legal situation.
Yeah. So this is nothing. This is not the same. I'm not saying that, but it's just weird, man. There's the thing with Geno Smith, and I'll bring this up too. There's been a mystery with Geno Smith since he got into the NFL about what kind of guy he is, character, leader. Because if you remember out of the draft, there were some reports someone had called him the most immature prospect. What was that guy's name? And that guy disappeared that he's ever seen. Last year, we saw the middle finger stuff. Listen, the conversation's about Geno, and this came out. I'm going to give you my thoughts about Geno. That's what we're doing. I'm not going to just blindly defend him because this is first year here. So, but at the end of the day, there's been some concerns and questions arise about the character of him and specifically in terms of how that affects the Jets. And I want somebody that's going to be able to galvanize the troops, Jake, like we always talk about. And I'm not saying this affects that at all, but it makes you think. That's the thing. And it's just the more question marks come up with this guy, it's just a conversation we're having. I think the Frank Reich stuff was a great, yin to the yang to this whole video conversation. It does seem like the woman involved was overdoing it to get the wow factor and to put evidence on her side when there's
again, as John wrote, the woman who made the allegations is not the mother of his child.
Yeah, I know. We brought that up earlier. Yeah.
Mimosa, thank you.
Thank you, Mimosa, for your generosity and tremendous support of the Jake Asman Show.
Mimosa was in town this weekend, and she was living it up in New York City. She says, Frankie the gun was in the garage sink. I'd be more concerned if it was in the kitchen sink. It does appear to be a garage sink, but again, the gun is not relevant to the story right now. The woman is not accusing Geno Smith of doing anything with a gun.
Yeah.
The gun is just a subplot to it because you see this image and you're like, wait a second. Is that a sink?
Yeah, that is the clip from the garage. That's actually a really good point. That does sway some of my opinions on just the whole setup of that.
You can see it. It's pictured here.
Down in my leg. You ran outside and attacked me, bitch.
This is crazy.
Right there as he's walking into his house.
You came outside and attacked me.
Right there. There's the gun. There it is.
You listen, when I'll say this though, in an aggressive situation like that, you probably don't just want a gun casually sitting there. But again, I'm the, like William was saying, I'm the New York City guy, so I shouldn't probably have opinions on guns. Although I do believe in gun rights. I'll say that. So.
Out of the pistol set, Geno Smith takes the snap, drops back, looks right, throws right. He's got Garrett Wilson open in the end zone. That's a Jet touchdown. I need Bob Wischusen to give me that. Week 1, Jets in Nashville taking on the Titans.
I wonder if you think Gator is going to do anything unique with the gun.
Gator's busy right now. He's working on an intro for Javier.
There's something here. I don't know. I don't know how he's going to put this all together, but there's a potential for some goatness on a video here. I could
Geno Smith, he rifles one down the field.
This is so funny, but also not funny.
Again, if I don't laugh, I'll cry. The Knicks are world champion. The Jets can't hurt me as much anymore. Totally. All right, they can't. They can't. I expect them to be bad. They probably will be bad. They cannot hurt me anymore.
Yeah.
Again, if Geno's
to be honest, I didn't even really want to talk about. I know we've been talking about this for like an hour and a half. I almost didn't even want to discuss this today, to be honest. But
yeah, I'm busy right now. I'm on the Javier. We got bigger things.
Yeah,
at bay here. Candyman, email me. You did win a prize. Congratulations to you. I messaged you in the chat. Big fella says, know who's guilty? The wildebeest that stole the Knicks garbage can. Javier, welcome to the tournament. A star is born. Honestly, the real criminal investigation should not be for Geno Smith. It should be for this gremlin who took this trash can and just dumped everything out of it in New York City on the streets and then took it and left. The orange and blue Knicks team can that the city put together. This woman should be locked up.
Did you see somebody saw her on the subway and took
this gremlin? Yeah. Lock her up.
That should be a loiter. That should be a loiter. That should be a littering charge. What is it?
This disgusting lard tub woman. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Lock her up.
Isn't that theft? Are you even allowed?
Yeah, she should be locked up for this. And then there's poor sanitation workers. They got to clean up the filth on the street that this fat tub of lard laid out there.
You know what's crazy? Tournament day. My brain is parade day. I went to we had a show, so I didn't go to the parade. Rye, and Kaz had a show. I left and I walked to Magic Hour. They were doing a like a little post Knicks party. They had game 4 and 5 on. It was pretty cool, actually. As I'm walking there, I walked through Times Square the exact same time a shooting happened, and someone told me don't walk through Times Square. I'm like, I'm gonna walk wherever whatever. Like, I'm not nervous to walk through Times Square. Are you kidding me? But yeah, shooting had happened, Jake, and nobody cared. Everyone was still outside. Like, it was like business as usual in Manhattan. That place was a mess though, Jake. Parade day. It
was crazy. You had 2 million people in a small part of Manhattan.
Were you able to get up there? Because I hear if you went into the wrong entrance or street corner, like, you were screwed. There was nothing you could do, right? Like, it was kind of luck of the draw.
I got there, and this was my view of the parade. This is how close we got. These are my clips.
That's awesome. Wow,
you
were right there.
Was? We said that we worked at the deli/pizza place that was just past the checkpoint. We talked our way in.
Wow, that's cool.
The pizza place had a gun in the sink too, by the way, Frankie. Just kidding. Frankie, thanks for coming on. You certainly know how to start controversy. We were already talking about a controversial topic, and somehow you turned the controversy into a different controversial topic. Oh, never change.
I'll try not to. Actually, I should change. All right, later, Jake. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tanky V from U Stadium. Hope you had Gangrene Beach Club with us. I got a bunch of callers on hold. Shout out to Javier who writes in. Thanks to everyone for having me on the show. Really reminds me how much I pay attention to the show and other radio shows out there. Well, Javier, great call. Call back again soon. I thought you were tremendous. Mimosa, by the way, I got you down in the raffle for 10. And this is not a bit. Actual raffle prize today is a Mark Sanchez signed football with the display case. We're leaning into the controversy on the show. Party with Peg and Artie says we need attorney Bonesy to weigh in. That we do. Also, he was nowhere to be found when we needed him before, but now he's apparently back. Let's see what he has to say about this Geno situation.
I fell asleep and I always heard that crazy wacko screaming her brains out. What a wacko. And whoever and that dumb bastard that stole that trash can, you better put it back. Put it back. You ever put it back? That's not your property. You steal a trash can, that's gonna be.
Is it true that Geno Smith had to clean his gun because it was in your bathtub?
Are you high?
I'm asking.
Are you drinking Kool-Aid today?
No.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna order you some Kool-Aid. You like cherry?
Where do you keep your firearms, Beast?
I keep it in a private stash. And I just barely got out of the bed. I took a long nap. And boy, did I go to a party.
You took a nap. It's only 11 a.m. your time. You've already taken a nap today?
Yeah, I went to a party yesterday. It was a get-together. My one friend from Mexico showed up, and not bad. There was a lot of chicken, a lot of sausage. Not too much. I wasn't too hungry. I was just tired. I was like, whoa, dude, colors, man, colors.
Are you high?
So good. I saw New Zealand versus Egypt. That was a good fight. And then I was just watching bits and pieces of the World Cup. Not too much, but I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm ready. England versus Ghana tomorrow. We're gonna wipe the floor with all night long, just like an example. This is the way we clean the floor, clean the floor, clean the floor. This is the way we clean the floors all day long. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Excellent. Thank you, Beast. Jason in Jerusalem is next. Hello, Jason.
Hey, Jake. Great show. And Javier has my vote for Rookie of the Year when we get the Asmaniac Awards coming up.
That was a strong debut call. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, when are the awards?
We don't have a date for that yet, but the Azzies will be at some point in July to bridge the gap between lack of Jet news minus Geno Smith and training camp.
Yeah, I remember Andrew Brandt saying that this is the period of time where you just hope that your players stay out of the news.
And here we are.
And here we are. I did a little bit of looking up on it. If the guns, according to Florida law, if the gun was unloaded at the time, you don't have a problem. If the gun was loaded, if there's a child in the home or a child has reasonable access to it, then he has a big problem. So I know that you mentioned about having a special needs kid. I don't know what the residence is and things like that. And obviously the police choose to look into that or not.
Again, the police had to have seen the gun. They were there, and he wasn't charged for anything.
Obviously, you're talking about an investigation, obviously seeing the video afterwards. If it's pointed out to them and they don't make a move. You know, the best hope for him is that it was either not his gun or not his, it just wasn't loaded. Then you don't have an issue. But as a gun owner, leaving a gun around where people could find it, especially if it's loaded, not a good idea.
I mean, it's in the garage with a door that has a lock, says Andrew.
Yeah, but if your kids can get it, there is a special needs kid that is going to come over and visit him. That's his kid. Then that's a reasonable expectation that the kid can find it.
I don't know. Again, I don't want to speculate on the gun aspect of it because the story has nothing to do with the gun at this point.
Right. As for the other part of the story, my guess is this just burns out on its own. That it'll be investigated for a while. NFL's right. I don't see it happening from what it doesn't seem like there's enough stuff unless there's text messages or threatening stuff. These stories tend to pop up quite often, as you mentioned Jamar Chase earlier. I just don't see it happening. Just lay low, and even when they do decide to suspend, it tends to be a year later. The NFL's not so quick to suspend with these things. They want to let the police do their thing first.
Yeah, the NFL is not going to step in.
Year.
Exactly. The police will do their work, and the NFL is just going to sit on their hands and not do anything until they have to.
Right. Have you ever remember a story like this where a player gets suspended mid-season for something like this?
Mid-season?
Yeah, like let's say the police close their investigation in October. You know, I can't recall the NFL ever suspending somebody mid-season for something like this, something that happened, beforehand. I'm not talking about like a drunk driving, which happened right then and there.
I can't remember a specific instance.
Yeah, so I bet that there's no way that Geno gets suspended this year, if there's a suspension at all.
I don't think so, and I think the gun could have easily been unloaded, and then there's nothing.
Yeah, then there's no
crime.
One thing that you said that if Geno is going to miss time for whatever reason, you see Zappi or Klubnik getting the start week 1. I kind of don't see Klubnik getting the start week 1. I think that the Jets are going to be with Klubnik. They'd rather say he's not ready yet. Give him a few weeks, even though we might not have the best quarterback there, but we want to get the best Klubnik. I remember
if Klubnik's the best quarterback in camp, he'd start week 1 if Geno couldn't. Unless they add like a Cooper Rush or a different veteran or something. But I think it's set up for Klubnik to win that job the way the depth chart currently is, which again could change by the time late July rolls around.
I agree with you on that, but I think there's a difference between QB2 and QB1. I just remember back with Parcells when he had Romo, and there was a lot of pressure for him to start Romo, and he said, like, the kid's not ready yet. Even though he knew that Romo not ready was better than whoever he had at the time, he still said, I'd rather wait and invest in getting a better Tony Romo than rushing him to start. And I kind of see the same thing here with Klubnik.
Yeah, but I think Frank Reich's the one who makes that decision.
And I think that's the decision. I mean, I don't think Reich is going to start desperate for his job. I think he has enough security that he doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, but I think he likes Klubnik. That was his pick.
That doesn't mean that that if he's forced to week 1, that he's not going to say, you know what, let's wait till week 3 or week 4 for Klubnik.
Also, you are the master of debating the hypothetical that is not going to happen. Geno's going to start week 1.
What could we do other than debate hypothetical here in late June, early July?
But come on. It's either Klubnik or Zappi.
Content.
All fair, all true. I just think it's going to be The guy that they traded up for in the 4th round, who Frank Reich was gushing about at his most recent press conference over Bailey Zappi, who I don't think started a single game in the NFL the last season.
Agreed. And you don't see Cook on the roster?
I think Brady Cook is probably on the practice squad, if that.
If for whatever reason, whether it be injury or suspension, Geno, you know that Geno is not going to be starting. Does that change your assessment of Sorsby?
If I knew that Geno was going to be suspended,
or he gets injured,
how many
now,
games?
You know, before half season.
Yeah, then I'd want Sorsby because then why not? Let's at least put him in the room with Klubnik and may the best guy win, and let's evaluate him.
Okay, and how many suspension for Sorsby changes that for you?
As long as Sorsby's not out for more than 2 or 3 games, I would still think it's worthwhile. If you're telling me Geno's missing 10 games, half the year.
All right.
Any other quarterback
enjoy.
suspension hypotheticals you'd want to throw out there?
Yeah, what if Vinny, finds the fountain of youth and decides to come back? We get
I welcome him back with
1998
open arms.
Vinny.
I'm ready for him to lead us to the promised land.
I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land.
Bring Namath back if he could still sling it. I don't care. Whoever helps the team win. All right, so memberships. Green Gang, thank you. In the raffle for 5.
Go Knicks. Go Knicks.
We're giving away a signed Mark Sanchez. That's right. Signed Mark Sanchez football on display case. If you don't want it and you want a Jet jersey of a player of your choosing instead, we can make that happen for you. Mr. Flower says StreamYard sucks. That it does. We should support all victims of domestic violence, but don't you think there would have been some marks left if he beat her ass? Again, the video doesn't show domestic violence. Here's the full video. This is all we have right now. And the TMZ report that they spoke with the police down in Florida, wherever this was, that they have an investigation rolling. And then Andy Slater came out and said that the police showed up, checked everything out, and left with no one being taken into custody. So there's still an investigation, but no charges have been filed. And here is again the video where all this stems from.
Geno just beat my ass. That's why. I came in there, I put 7 down, and I left. You ran outside and attacked me, bitch.
This is crazy.
You came outside and attacked me. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck about y'all, bitch.
Leave my neighborhood.
You broke my fucking computer. Fuck you. Move. Yeah, look at you. Look at you. Get out of my car. Get out of my car. Stop!
Get up.
Like she writes at the end there in the Instagram caption, charges pressed. But no, charges were not pressed. So that's all we have. If you're one of the 430 people watching right now, click the thumbs up button. That helps the show grow. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. More of your calls. NYC Restaurant Guys next. Hello, NYC.
Hey, what's going on? I think it's fun to learn that the Yasmaniacs have a lot of knowledge on gun rights, which is what I think we've gotten out of this today. Honestly though, Frankie, I disagree with him on pretty much everything. I didn't think he was being too crazy about saying it was weird with the gun. I think we're all way more lucky that it was a gun in the sink and not a DraftKings app or something, because then we'd really be in trouble. Because and then Frankie did say though that the NFL takes domestic violence pretty seriously, which I don't think that's true at all. But because you could place a live bet and never play football again, and you could beat someone up and get a 3-game suspension. But that's the NFL. I was more one caveat that's hysterical. My buddy from high school, his dad used to be one of the player development coaches for the Jets. He was a former NFL player, and he was the one that when Quinnen Williams got stopped with the gun in the airport, that Quinnen was like, oh, like, and said my friend's dad's name, like, oh, like, Dave said it was cool if I did this. And like my friend's dad got a call and he was like, I absolutely did not tell Quinnen that it was okay to bring a gun to an airport, which is wild. But one thing I wanted to add that was more not about the Geno story, but about Sorsby. Who's you, Samini, and then who's the other guy you do the collective with?
Brandon Tierney.
Yeah, and he was like, his take on that with like saying it should be like they should give a second round pick and the whole thing, like I think is so wild, and I love that. Like,
and he guaranteed they'd give at least a third, which I don't think so.
Like, that. I mean, in my opinion, that's for clicks. Like I don't know the guy, but like first of all, I know that we've started talking about like, we got to take dart throws at quarterbacks because like whatever. Like I can't think of a single team that just kept getting quarterbacks over and over and over again and it like worked. Like I feel like if you're a general manager and you're taking dart throws at quarterbacks, you shouldn't be a general manager. Like you should have some sense of conviction that someone's going to be good. And like a dart throw to me is more like a 5th or 6th round pick. Like throwing a 2nd round pick around, like because hey, why not? Is like that sounds like a classic thing that the Jets would do and why we stink. Like that. And then my argument against Sorsby outside of maybe a 4th round pick that we would give is the same thing I was saying about Ty Simpson, which is like, you're not going to know by the end of the year if he's your guy because he's not going to, let's say he doesn't get suspended by the NFL, not going to start over Geno. And even if he gets in late in the season or Geno sucks or Geno gets hurt, like you're still going to draft a 1st round quarterback next year, no matter what. And then also, why did we trade up for Klubnik? Like, I feel like it just makes 0 sense. Like it would look bad for, I think, the Jets to give away something like even a 3rd for Sorsby, just because we were all kind of questioning why they traded up for Klubnik anyway. Like, so and obviously Reich was really excited about that. Like, I just don't think it makes sense. Like, I agree that the same way that Simpson was taken by the Rams because he literally should never have to play for at least a year, if not 2, is the same type of team that would take Sorsby. So I think so far, besides the Geno story today, the Jets have had a pretty uneventful offseason in terms of like, not trying to be flashy. And I think it'd be better for us to keep it that way. Because whenever we're making like big splashy moves is normally when Woody's got his hands all over stuff and it never turns out well. So
I agree with you. Yep. And again, it just, if they were a more stable organization that didn't have its coaching staff on the hot seat and then you got to win games, maybe Sorsby would make more sense, but you have 3 first-round picks next year. It's all built around the 27 draft. It doesn't make sense right now to take another swing unless it's like a 5th round pick and you just got him. Like, okay, no harm, no foul. But a 2nd or a 3rd, I wouldn't do it. So I agree with you. I think it's a good take.
Yeah, and you said it the other day too, which I agreed 1,000%. Is like that 3rd round pick. Let's say, if we do have to trade up a few spots to get a quarterback we want, like that's what it should be used for.
You might need it, yeah.
Not to add another guy that we don't know a lot about to the quarterback room. That and again, this entire coaching staff might be gone next year. So like, what do we like? Then we have 2 quarterbacks who were like 3rd, 4th round guys that no one knows if they're any good. Like, and I just, and again, we've always talked about the Jets are, besides when they got Tyrod, which, last year was just such a like shit show. It didn't even matter. But the Jets were always the team that never had a competent backup. Like, we don't need guys that we have no idea if they're any good that might have to step in a season that we have a chance and like can't get it done. So yeah, I just hope it'll be exciting to see what some team, I feel like there's going to be a random team that throws a high pick just because, someone's going to bet on them maybe. And again, like a team that probably won't get a high pick to take a quarterback if they want someone young, but yeah, like guaranteeing a 3rd and saying maybe a 2nd. And I just love Samini just being like, yeah, no, like that's not what anyone's saying, but okay. Like, pretty great. But yeah, so hopefully this Geno stuff goes away by the time training camp starts and everything. So
good call on Wesley. I appreciate you making it.
Thanks, man.
All right, home stretch here. Everyone's on hold, so we got a rapid fire already at the 2-hour mark, and I'm planning on doing another show later. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure this man will definitely add a lot to the conversation. Hit it.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. How was your
Bobby,
How was your weekend? I think you were at your parents', right?
I was.
Yeah. How's your dog doing?
Chloe's doing great. She says hello.
Chloe. Yeah, I love Chloe. How's your dad? Yeah,
He's great. Happy Father's Day to all.
Yeah, I should have told you to wish your dad a happy Father's Day too. Well, I don't have one because my daughter doesn't talk to me. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know. I think after the end of the child support, she didn't want. I was gonna give her $100 anyway, like I used to do when $200. I think I gave.
Call it out since you're getting hairy.
$250 a month. So I know I gotta get a haircut, but see, I'm going to the doctor. Usually I go Fridays, but today is Monday because the Friday was a holiday. Remember, it was what was it called? Juneteenth or something like that.
Do you keep a gun in your sink, Bob?
No, I don't have a gun. I don't own a gun. Gary yelled at me for not having a gun because I.
But what if Matt O'Leary stops by? We know you want his butt on a stick.
No, I like him. He's very nice. No, he's a nice guy. So I'm going to the doctor, but I won't see Dr. Lacani today. See his partner, Dr. Buell. So hopefully I could get this left shoe off. I had to buy new sneakers because the lady who cleaned my house lost my left shoe. So I bought a new pair, Fitville.
Let's go.
Bob, call back the afternoon show to tell us more about your health updates. I got to hit some of these calls on topic. Peg and Artie up next. Hello, Peg and Artie.
What's up, Jay?
No, internet brutal. Peg, Artie, try again. Paul, his internet crashed out before. Let's see if it's better this time. Hello, Paul.
Hey, brother. Yeah, I still wanted to touch base on the whole quarterback thing. I was hoping that Hanky would have been on still, but I don't know. We haven't had a franchise quarterback since Pennington, and it's a problem. And if they have faith and like, can we maybe once in life actually have the best quarterback staff in football and not the worst? Like, I just think I get the points of wasting a pick, but the kid has the tools. If they feel good in them and they go get them and then they go get somebody else in 2027, I would have no problem with
What about Klubnik, though? A year ago, Klubnik was a top 10 pick in the draft.
All right, but here's a question, though. Here's a question. Say Sorsby is a legit backup quarterback for your franchise for the foreseeable future, next 10 years. Is that worth the number 2 pick?
Obviously, but what the chances of that happening are what?
Okay, but also the chances of getting a franchise quarterback that actually works out are extremely low. My point is the only thing they have to get right this year, we need to fix quarterback. So to me, if they want to take extra shots at it, we still have we have the most draft capital still in the league. We got a pretty solid foundation right now. If they're going to go and use another pick for Hornsby, I'm down with it because the more the merrier, younger, talented kids that may have a shot at being our starter. And if not, we got another shot at somebody else that could be. And I'm not saying I dislike Klubnik. I'm just saying, there you go. Now there's some quarterback competition. Get Sorsby in, have Klubnik in next year, pick somebody else number 1 in the draft. There's no guarantees next year that say we do actually have a decent year this year. Then it's going to be harder for us to trade up to get one of the other players too. I can't wait to see what happens with Ty Simpson because nobody wanted him, and yet he went 13th. It is a crapshoot all the time, and I just want it solved.
It depends on what you're giving up, though, Paul. Like, this is not a unique situation. The guy has got a gambling addiction. He went to rehab. Like, you got to know the personality of the person that you're investing in here too.
Again, people make mistakes, and again, that's for them to do due diligence on. But my point is,
but he can't make a mistake with the Jets. If he gambles again, he's banned for life, and then you just burnt a 2nd-round pick potentially. It's why I think there's got to be like a risk assessment here. Like, if you like him, okay, maybe we'll use a 4th or a 5th, and we get him great. If not, so be it. We have 3 1s in 27, and we'll be better set up to take our swing then with maybe a coaching staff that's actually going to be here for the long term with the development of that player.
And I get both sides. I just can't keep going without a franchise quarterback for our future. That's my biggest. That's the biggest thing I want to see out of this rebuild is us have our quarterback for the next decade. Like that to me is what's most important. That's what we keep missing over the last 15 years. Plus, even more than that, we haven't had one, and we need one. And that's all I got to say.
Good call, Paul. And I get it. I get the argument for Sorsby. I don't know if the Jets actually like him, though. You know? We have no idea. These quarterbacks, we hype them up, and Kate Klubnik and Garrett Nussmeier were day 3 picks. A year ago, they were in the top 5. So I think the Jets are just better off letting it play out this year. Go into the year with Geno, try and win games, go to Klubnik at some point, get an evaluation on him. And then from there, you're better set up. Maybe Glenn's the coach, maybe he's not, and the next coach coming in could have a clear vision for which player they want in the draft at quarterback. Kevin Hayes says 18-year-old mistakes so banned for life. If he bets on the Jets while he is a member of the Jets, or if he bets on anything NFL related while he's in the NFL, he will be banned from the league. Those are the rules. Those are the rules of engagement. Anyone who plays professional sports sees the signs all over the locker room about how serious gambling is. You were taught that it is the cardinal, like it is like the cardinal sin if you're an athlete. They all know this. I'm not speaking out of school here, Kevin. So, like, again, is it harsh? Sure. But the integrity of the game is so important to these leagues, even though they're in bed with all the gambling companies. So you could say it's hypocritical, sure. But integrity of the sport is the most important thing to these leagues. So if you're like the outcome being fixed, if fans think something is fixed, that is the worst thing for any sport that can happen. And that's why it is very serious. All right, 2 calls left. We'll be back. I'm sure we'll talk more about this afternoon. We might even have more information because even during this show alone, we got the TMZ report on Geno, the Slater scoop from Andy Slater that he posted. So we'll have more this afternoon. But right now, we say hello to this man.
If Mad Max ain't yapping about Jets, that boy, he's jamming, he's slamming, freaking dancing, wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stop yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
What's up, Asmaniacs? How you guys doing? Let's talk about this Geno Smith situation. So there's reports, Geno Smith, so that woman, he was abusing. Look, so far from the reports, Jake, I don't think it. I mean, look, I think, we need more information. But from the information so far, it looks like so far the woman was being a little bitchy, Jake. And that's just how some women are. Some women are just bitchy, That could be.
Are they? Women are bitchy?
I mean, from my experience, all these college girls, like some of these college girls up in France, they're just bitchy. They bitch over stupid shit, all the time. You know what I mean? But Beastbreaker, what are your thoughts on the Yankees? The Yankees yesterday, they played like idiot sandwiches. Did you see them, Jake? Bro, they were like, let this guy get runs in, honestly.
Oh. This guy give me a headache. That's all you know how to do is give me one of them. Yeah. You're one of you ever have a headache and it's annoying? You're like one of them parasites that just come out of like. I hate parasites, especially cockroaches. And you know what cockroaches get? Parasite, Ventura. Oh, I heard of the fats.
Beastmaker, how's your back pain, man? Beast, is
your back? Do you have anything in life? First of all, let's to the choir. Can we just say this to him, please? V-R-G-O-N.
V-R-G-O-N.
No, that's just you, Callie.
Virgin.
Ouch. Hey, hit my teeth. Oh, well.
Wonderful, whatever that was. Today's closer's on the line.
Adam is cool. Although kind of basic, he claims he's too cool. Though often quite basic, he makes great jet points. Looks a little basic. Adam is cool, too cool, but basic. Some would say generic.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jake, I think it's very important that we're all looking at the same video and just checking that his jaw is still intact. So I think we're good.
So far, so good. The jaw's intact. The rest of the situation is still developing.
Yeah, I guess so. I wonder if these athletes have like a breakup goodie bag system to like just like not have these breakups be so dramatic and like scary. Because I mean, in the end, like it could have escalated in all sorts of directions. Like anybody could have grabbed that gun. So I'm glad cooler heads prevailed, I suppose. I'm glad that Geno called the police and let that process pay out.
She called the police.
Didn't they both do it? I thought they were both doing it.
She called it. She said you could hear Geno at the beginning of the video saying she called the police. He's on the phone with someone. We don't know who that is. And you could hear him say it.
Oh, okay.
Just beat my ass.
She just called the police.
Right there.
She just called it. Yeah.
And then she yells out, Geno just beat my ass. But there's no video.
Beat my ass. That's why. I came in there. I put 7 down and I left. You ran outside and attacked me, bitch.
This is crazy.
You came outside and attacked me. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck about y'all, bitch.
Wonderful.
He seems like the calmer person in this situation, but it's still that's crazy. That's stressful. And I didn't know that he had a special needs child as well. Gives me more of an appreciation for like what he's got to balance in life. And like if this person was connected to him during last season, maybe that was part of the reason why the performance wasn't so good. Hate to say it, but like bad relationships can translate onto the field sometimes. So I guess in the end, I think change is good. I'm glad he has a different team now. He's with us, and hopefully they'll settle whatever the heck's going on with this breakup or whatever it is. And
your ability to be positive on this is incredible. You're like, hey, he's on a different team now. That's good. No, we don't know when he started dating this person.
I mean, in the end, I don't know. Well, who could it be then? It's not a babysitter. I don't think there's a conversation that you have with a disgruntled babysitter.
No, it's obviously someone that he was like with, but she's not. But like I'm saying, he could have started dating this woman when he signed with the Jets. Like we don't know.
Yeah, I guess. Well, hopefully it's all in the rearview mirror. Eventually, he's not been hurt. Like that's the kind of thing. Of like, here we go again. He gets like slugged, or he gets like hit in the friggin' elbow or something. You can't throw. Like that's what we're waiting for as Jets fans. So it's like. That's part one of like the good news today is at least he's not hurt from all this. Secondly, the fact that this was released now and not before week 1 is a blessing as well. Like we're not dealing with this approach to an actual game. There's still months away before the first game. So at least this will all be hopefully processed as needed and hopefully it doesn't result in any kind of punitive actions on anybody. Cause I think this is just angry. It sounded like angry breakup, I guess, but anyway, in the Sorsby stuff, can we please put the rest? They have no interest in it. Stop it. He's not even that good. And he gambled on his own team and he gambled on the under, if I heard correctly. Like, it's outrageous. Like,
I don't know if that's true. He definitely gambled on Indiana when he was at Indiana, though.
Unnecessary. Like, we don't need it. Reich had eyes for Klubnik. Like, it would be extremely disrespectful to Klubnik for them to go and grab Sorsby at this point. And also for all the people that are like impatient about the franchise quarterbacks. We have 3 picks next year. Chill. Our franchise quarterback is Geno this year. Next year it could be somebody else. But it's Geno. Let's support Geno. Let's support our Jets for this year. We'll worry about franchise quarterback next year because that's the plan. And that's what we're going to have to all deal with as fans.
Yeah, I think that's true. It's hopefully Geno's exonerated here and he's clear. Again, to make it clear, because I'm seeing people in the chat get confused, Jersey Jet said, she said, I don't give an F about you, but claims she supported him all her life. 2 different women here. The woman in the video is someone that Geno Smith, I guess, was with, had some sort of relationship with. Geno's child, the mother of that child, has come out and publicly said Geno is a great father and does not want to be involved or her kid to be involved in this dysfunction, she said. So 2 separate things here. Again, we don't know the whole story other than TMZ reported the cops are looking into it. We'll have more this afternoon, though, that's for sure. Anyway. Speaking of Geno Smith, I think Geno Smith will throw more than 199.5 yards in week 1. Jets at Titans, week 1. 2-pick power play. Make your own. Code HMA on PrizePicks. $5 gets you 50 when you sign up. Shout out to PrizePicks for being our presenting sponsor. Get your tickets to Gangrene Beach Club, now featuring Wayne Corbett. GangreneBeachClub.com. You guys are the best. Long show on a Monday. There's always something in Jetland to discuss. We'll be back this afternoon, 4:30 Eastern. Paul Kilgallen from Badlands will be stopping by. We'll talk Jets with him. Until then, I will see you guys soon. JETS, 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 Jets. And on a day like today, I say this, thank God for the New York Knicks.
Yeah, we are the champions, me and my friends from New York. We love the Knicks.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets.